There are two primary reasons why I began making these videos. The first was a sort of general dissatisfaction with the state of the UK film industry. The second was because there are too many great projects out there which are unfortunately flying under most people's radars. Nick Blair's The Academy defies the first category, but unfortunately satisfies the second. Story-wise, this project draws inevitable comparisons with the X-Men franchise. It's about a group of people possessing extraordinary abilities, coming together to learn how to harness them, hopefully for the benefit of all mankind. However, this is quite a superficial comparison, because the Academy distinguishes itself in certain ways. Just to get the comparison out of the way completely, what I will say about the Academy is that it actually did put me in mind of a definite arc in the X-Men universe. It's also my favourite arc, from 2006, a storyline called Childhood's End. Anyone who's ever spoken to me about the X-Men franchise knows my feelings on it. I care about it a lot, and I get irritated when it goes too fantastic. I don't care about them going into space. I am annoyed about how many times Jean Grey has come back from the dead. What I care about are the characters and the stories of how they relate to one another, and how they enter into a world which fears and hates them. Although there aren't a huge amount of plot details yet, the Academy has some hint of this. What matters first and foremost are the characters, how they relate to one another, and ultimately how they carry the weight of their abilities personally. There are some other interesting facts as well. For one thing, the Academy is a university, not a school. This means that the average age of its students is much higher than you tend to see in these stories. And that means that the lives they lead are very different. There'll still be cliques and other things like that, but ultimately the relationships are based on a slightly more mature position. These are young adults who are finally making their own way in the world. And there's little things which I like the look of. For example, there's at least one character in the story who holds down a part-time job while she's learning to harness her ability to create fire, either stacking shelves or working in a bar. These are real-world things which really connect with the story. From what little pre-production examples are out there, it does look like the Academy is going to have some great special effects. But having been fortunate enough to talk to some of the cast and crew, what comes across immediately is that everything is going to hinge on the story and the characters and the performances. And one thing which is incredibly encouraging about the Academy is the infectious enthusiasm which everyone seems to have for the project. And it's downright inspiring how much they're willing to do to get this done, taking on multiple roles beyond what they were initially hired for. But let's be clear about this. These people are professionals. They are conscious of the fact that they have a mountain to climb. I don't have much to show you because this thing is very much in its fetal stage. What I can do is put links in the description to both the Facebook page and the crowdfunding page. Please check these out because something utterly fascinating is happening here. This is the sort of thing we should be getting behind, particularly if you love the UK film and television industry and want to see it do better. But most of all, this is the sort of thing you should support if you just love great stories. And don't worry if you don't get a chance to look at it on the back of this video. I am not going to stop talking about this, because the story behind this series' development is just as interesting as the one which will hopefully end up on screen. I'm going to arrange interviews with the cast and the crew. And also I'm going to emphasise one of the things which Nick Blair is interested in emphasising himself. He wants people to get involved beyond the crowdfunding. There's going to be comic tie-ins and other things like that. He wants people to contribute creatively and also to offer up suggestions of other ways that the Academy can be realised. So yes, the Academy. Please, please, please take a look. Have a good one.